3 people in. You need to say hi. Well, I'm just going to get on with this. Just a little break. I'll go in the sun. Hi, Sue. So I was just watching Aquaman. I've been wanting to watch it for ages, but not got round to watching it. And some of us know about, certain films with certain actors and stuff, but I don't know, But I wanted to watch it. Oh, hang on a minute. Been wanting to watch it. I watched what's it called? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 the other day. That was brilliant. These are the sort of films I love. Still lots in there, basically, about the ego. If anyone's seen it, you'll understand about the young guy in it, Chris Pratt. I need to find my papers, hang on. I did actually write all this down the other day. I was sketching little doodles again. With Kurt Russell in it, Chris Pratt, Sylvester Stallone, and there were some other people in it. But if anyone knows about Q and the Q film called The Chronicles of Christmas that was on Netflix with Kurt Russell in, and it was a Q film. If you don't know, if you actually know about Q, you'll understand because you'll see all those things in there about Q hidden in it. Lots. And Kurt Russell was Father Christmas in it. We all know about Santa Claus of the United States, and he is watching who's being good and who's being naughty and nice. If you understand Q, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you don't, you won't. Kurt Russell's in it, Sylvester Stallone, the older generation. Some really good acting. Even Chris Pratt. I did a chat on Chris Pratt last year, can't remember, talking about something that he brought up at a speech at one of the BAFTAs or something, because he's a good guy, not a bad guy, because there is good actors out there. They're not all corrupted, but it is hard for them to get stuff out. Chris Pratt's in it, and his dad, I can't remember what he's called, who plays it in the Guardians of the Galaxy. His dad in it is called Ego. He lives on the Ego planet. That's funny, isn't it? Because most of the problems we have today is because of Ego. But Ego gets destroyed in the end. And then last night, what did I watch last night? I watched Infinity Wars. Hi Revel. Hi Mark and Sue. Yeah, it was Guardians of the Galaxy, saw loads in that. That was about the ego. Then I watched, and it said ego was a celestial planet, because we all know the planets affect us, or planes, or whatever you want to call them, of energy. And it was about, what did he say in it? I wanted to experience what it was truly like what it was truly meant to be human. I set out amongst the stars was one of the things that Ego said in the film. But all the same stuff's in the films. Then I watched. Oh, by the way, in the film Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, what was his name who died? That's why someone shouted out, "Hi, John. Yeah, happy Earth Day." Whoop, whoop. Energy feels really good today. Someone popped in chat the other day and said something about Mary Poppins, because he does say a saying for Mary Poppins, and I don't know if I wrote it down. And if anyone's seen that film, you probably understand. I did write it down, but I can't remember where I put it. The saying about Mary Poppins. Ah, Mary Poppins. Y'all. And I've wrote so much stuff down, I don't know where everything is. But anyway, the guy in it who dies, because I laughed through that film. Yeah, I laughed through that film because Drax, is it Drax, makes me laugh all the way through. They all make me laugh. Drax makes me laugh through it. The woman in the empath, I can't remember what she's called, like the one with the antennae, she made me laugh, but Drax is hilarious. They're all hilarious in Guardians of the Galaxy because they just all bounce off each other and it's so funny. Groot, the little tree that we all want, made me laugh because he was in Infinity Wars. Obviously, they meet in Infinity Wars, and he's a teenager in that one. He's just there on his game like this, you know, all wars and everything going on round, and he's just there on his game. I said to my eldest, "That's you, that. Your mother would be fighting, and you'd be there like you know, on my PlayStation." So, because he's a teenager now, Groot's a teenager, but that was very eye opening as well. But the guy in it called the blue guy in it who dies at the end, because that's why I was crying at the end. I was like, no. What was his name? I wrote this down. He flies a red arrow and he can shoot people with it. And at the end he goes, "I don't shoot with my head, you know, like thought. I shoot with my," and then sort of gets shut up by something. It's like and he was about to say heart, because when you come from the heart, we win, basically. If you've seen that film, you know what I'm talking about. My friend, like, "Oh, Groot is so cute. He's a little tree. So cute." I'm trying to find out where I wrote it. I wrote it down. But if you know what I'm talking about, you'll know. So that's where we got the power to defeat the ego, because he came from the heart, not here. That's the message, basically. And then I watched Infinity Wars, where Infinity Wars, Marvel characters, everyone, new ones, and they all meet Guardians of the Galaxy, because if you look at that, it's all beings, all different races, because I haven't seen Black Panther, but Black Panther, you know, all the characters are in it. Because that's like, we're all fighting around the world, you know, things are going off in other countries that you can see on the news right now, you know, Muslims, Africans, this, that and the other, Christians, Jews, whatever. Like I said, there's good Christians, there's bad Christians, there's good Jews, there's bad Jews, there's good Muslims, there's bad Muslims, all coming together. Thank you, Yondu, was it? Yeah, Yondu. All coming together to fight evil, because they've set us against each other. So just like in that, they've set all the different species, races, whatever you want to call it, apart, because they even fell out, didn't they, in the Avenger films, because I can't remember half the time, fell out. They get back together because they have to defeat evil. We all have to come together. They've set us against each other. Why are they setting all these churches off and fight this, that and the other? Yes, some of it's to do with something else, but they'll report it's something else on the news, because they want you all fighting against certain religions, certain genders, certain races, when we all know it's bullcrap, people. They're doing it to divide. That's what they're saying on mainstream media, as we know. Well, some people don't know, because they're still getting angry about it when it's something totally different, setting us apart from each other when we're not, which also goes into Aquaman at the end, which is in every film, because I watched that last night, Infinity Wars, and obviously something happens at the end where he wins to depopulate the universe, doesn't he? Kills loads of people off. But it's funny because there was 2 stones in it, and I said to my son, that's the Georgia Guidestones, that is, because that's what they've been trying to do. Well, they have been doing it, depopulation, because they try and keep it under a certain number, because it's written on the Georgia Stones. We're not overpopulated. They lie about everything. We're not overpopulated. It's vast out there. We're not overpopulated. That's what's in the film in there. But I guess I'll have to see End Games. Now, why is it called the End Games? And why is this big hoo-ha in the news about you know, the Infinity Wars and the End Games and all that, about what's going on and who's this and who's that? I wonder, do they have 2 endings to something, like in them books where you have to pick an ending because they know what ending's coming? If it had gone like Hillary Clinton's ending, you know, bringing New World Order in, there would have been a different ending. But it ain't happening, is it? So there's going to be another ending, so I'm just saying that. Going to Slay, the new Joker movie coming out soon. Jacqueline Phoenix, but what? Is that a woman? Yeah, because I said last night, my son said, when the girl comes into it, the next film, Marvel, what's she called? I can't remember what she's called anyway. The new character's a woman. My son was like, this woman thing and all that. They keep bringing these women heroes in. Yeah, so they should. Divine feminine they're bringing in. I said to my son, look son, it's not about women taking over men. It's not about men taking over women, as if I keep saying. It's about the balance. So yeah, they're going to bring women in where it's going to look like something so that people, you know, who are like, don't know what's going on, because they're coming together. They're coming together. Yeah, so I've just watched Aquaman and I was like this, and I've just finished it off because I was too tired to watch it last night all the way. They are trying to end it by brainwashing the masses, push their negative energy away. What's trying to brainwash the masses? You're only brainwashed if you can't see what's going on. Like, I watched Aquaman and some people could say, oh, it's got this and it's got... Yeah, it has. But the end games, yeah, they do it to brainwash the masses that don't know certain things. But if you can see with new eyes, you'll see what's really going on. And that's why there's a big thing in the news about the end games, the end film, like what it's going to be. It's like, really. So I just watched Aquaman and it was brilliant. I loved it. And it was more the bit at the end, because the bit at the end, which I'll just find now. Write this down. How can I write something down and then not have the papers for it? Hang on a minute. Who's your favourite actor? Oh yeah, I'm just saying about Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy. I loved it at the end when he says something like, I might not be your father, but I'm your daddy. I was like, oh. And he was blue, and there was a bit of red on. And if you know about the blue and the red colour, female and male energy is what's coming together, because they kept it back. Right, here it is. So, I'm watching Aquaman, and this is just a quick bit, because in Aquaman, in Aquaman, near the end, they get swept. They go in this current, and they end up in a. Well, it's not fake movies. It's fake news. The news is fake reality. Actual films have truth in, if you know what you're looking for. So, just like I've said, if you can see with positive way of thinking, you can see what they're putting out there for the good. They have to. It's law of one. Apart from they mix it up upside down. This is what I'm trying to say. So, nearer the end, the mother got sacrificed, right? Anyway, they found the mother, you know, the queen, let's just say. Yeah, we know about Heath Ledger and all that. And they found her, and she was in this other sort of, they got swept. Yeah, I know you understand. To people out there as well. They got swept in a current to another sort of underground sort of ocean that came up, you know, inner earth. People talk about that, where it's an inner earth where there's caverns and there's water and all the crystals were coming down, and it was beautiful. But she said to her son, Arthur, who was the king of, you know, the sea, son of the land, king of the sea, you know, I loved it because I'm a Pisces, you know, fishy, Pisces. This is Neptune. This was my nana's, and she had these Toby jugs, and she said, which one do you want? And I was like, I want the Neptune one, you know, Neptune. I've been making I put these bags together the other day, didn't I? The little mermaid ones, which I'm still doing, and I've got your name on one of them, Revel, for your daughter. Because the woman in it, I can't remember what she's called, she's got red hair like Ariel, you know, Ariel the mermaid. Now, what I saw in that film was, he had to go and get the trident, the staff thing, the trident, with 3 spikes on it, Trinity. That's what I saw. Gave him a lot of power, the true king. And by the way, his name was Arthur. Anyone get what I'm saying? Mixed up, upside down and all around. And Arthur, King Arthur. So he had to go and get this. Basically, he gets it. He comes out. His suit turns to red and green. What was I saying the other day about red and green when I got the colour red, not red and green, sorry, gold and green. And I got the colour gold and green in my head, and his suit was gold and green, and I was like, eh? He comes out, and then he's got to go and fight his evil brother, you know. There's always like 2, isn't there? One's good, one's bad. And Cain real sort of thing, you think of it like that. He comes out. His other son didn't know, his other brother didn't know that his mother was not dead. Basically, she pops out of the sea at the end. No more bloodshed, you know. I love you both. What did she say? She said, I love you both. You are my children. You've been misguided, haven't we all? Your father taught you wrong. The two worlds meaning saying there's 2 worlds. They're apart, we're not part of it. Land and sea, but she was saying no, land and sea are one. There isn't two worlds. Land and sea all together. We are one. We all are. We are connected. Yeah. Also, the swimsuits that they wear, they're sort of armour, scaly, like chain mail. You know, the knights. As above, so below. Waters above, waters below. Waters above, waters below. The priests. You know, there's an old saying, isn't there, that the people in the Catholic churches and stuff and in the cathedrals wear the like funny bishop hats. They're supposed to be like a fish. Fish, if anyone gets what I'm talking about. I can't explain it, but I know what I'm talking about. They look like this. The hats they wear look like this. If you go back and research a lot of stuff, you'll see it was like the fish. I can't remember say the fish men or so the fish. I'm just looking at that thinking, The scales. People used to say that the people who came from the stars or wherever had scales. Just thinking out loud if anyone gets what I'm saying. The colours in it were red and blue, good and bad. Obviously, it was red and blue. They mean the divine feminine and the divine male. And at the end, when they kissed each other, Arthur and the princess, all I could see was red and blue going on behind them while they were kissing. They were coming together and merging, being together. Then the Queen comes back. As what we've been talking about. So I was like, when you see with new eyes, you see good things. I've heard people look at that film and go, oh, it's all bad. No, it isn't. Also, he's called Arthur. He's the son of the land and the king of the sea. The seas, the waters are more than we know. As above, so below. Are the waters above? Is space some sort of liquid crystal? Because I think it is. Or are things coming from below us? What's at the bottom of the sea? This is about Atlantis. The Atlantic Ocean. Why is the Atlantic Ocean called the Atlantic? What? Atlantis? Atlantic? That was going through my head. What? They play on words, by the way. He's called Arthur in it. King Arthur. He becomes the king at the end. He doesn't really want to be. He's not really bothered, but he's got to save the world at the end of the day. He's got to unite the land and the sea. He's got to unite everything. I took my son out, maybe. So. Yeah, we know about all that stuff. We know about all the bad stuff as well. They put truth in front of your face. I'm talking about the fantasy films. And he's a half-breed. And in Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt, whatever he plays, he's a half-breed as well. We're half-breeds. We're creators. We're from God's source. You know. That's all I'm saying. No, they don't need to see that. They don't need to see that, Donna. It's not good. But he's King Arthur now. If anyone knows, there's a connection between King Arthur, Round Table, Trump. Also, laugh if you want, but there is. Not done by the monarchy, by the way. Also, the old staff. Well, it's not a staff. It's called the trident that he has to go and get, which is gold. That looks like this with 3 prongs on it. When he's having a fight, there's lightning at the end. Number 3, Trinity. 3, Trinity. It was brilliant. He's got hazel eyes as well. I'm like, oh my god, he's got really nice hazel eyes, and he's got hazel eyes. Maybe that's a fish thing. But the Trinity, everything's fighting together. He gets the power of the fishes and the creatures and this, that and the other, and it's all coming together because we're all connected to everything, Mother Earth and all that. Also, this big like monstery creature comes at the end when in the big fight scene, and it's like plasma, you know, the plasma thing that everyone goes on about, with all tentacles coming out with horns on its head, and it looks evil, a bit like when Fifth was saying she's seen the Taurus, the bull, you know, it's not bad, and it's all there, but it's helping. And even at the end when they win and everything's good, it comes out the sea all like, yay! And it's got all like tentacly things, like they put in films like the Kraken, you know, the Kraken with a big anything with tentacles in, plasma event, you know, truth, things that are winning. I can't explain it, but I was like, I see. Yeah, it was brilliant. Good catch, Dolly. Never thought about the trident. I didn't, but I just seem to watch films and I'm like, whoa, the trident. Has he got it on this one? Hi. Blessings, thank you. Oh, it's not on here. I thought he had the trident on here. The trident is looks like that, people. The trident, the Trinity. So when I was watching it, I was like, yes. And like I said, at the end, they came together, they kissed. The blue and red colours were going off in the background. You know, the good side and the bad side. It's not. It's divine feminine and divine male energy. That's why they came together with a kiss. And then at the end, the Queen came back. She wasn't dead. She'd been suppressed. She had to hide for 20 years. That could have meant thousands of years. But the Queen came back, who was Nicole Kidman. I mean, we all know about Nicole Kidman, but I'm just saying, I'm looking at the film, you know. The Queen came back. She did. To unite everything, and she got back with her husband of the land. They weren't meant to be together, but they came together to save the world, and they wanted the sea and the land to be as one, those worlds not to be separate, a bit like waters above. They're not meant to be separate. If you want to think of the heavenly kingdom, whatever word you want to say, doesn't matter. The spiritualness, all that stuff, they weren't meant to be separated. They were meant to be together. That's what that film's about. Like I said, every film's the same. It's all there. If you're in a negative space, you will see negative things. Like I've said, I don't pet that thing. Oh, well, it's about it's about the consciousness waking up, and man waking up as well, and the divine feminine coming back, but with the male, like I said, and like Amanda Ellis, who I said go and check. I don't know if anyone did check a video out about saying what are they saying about the male divine energy. No one's saying that. We have, because it's about balance, and it's about them both merging together, which is what I was saying. Yeah, the Wonder Woman, and that's really funny, Revel, because my son, who's 20, said, well, you know, the Wonder Woman, that was a really good movie, even the old one. I said, yes, because they've been trying to suppress us women as powerful beings. We are, so are men, but it's about being together with balance, as I've kept saying. Worlds collided. Yes, I'm about to watch after. I'm going to go and catch some sun, because my little one's not back today, so I've got a bit more time. A film called, I think someone shouted it out the other day, Clash of the Titans, yeah. So if you haven't watched Aquaman, it's good. A film called, I was like, oh yeah. So I'm just saying, Aquaman, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm going to watch a film called Upside Down. Thought is forbidden. A man devises a way to unite with a long-lost love from the twin world that sits just above his own. What? The twin world that sits just above his own, uniting with his long-lost love. Twin flames, people. When I'm talking about twin flames, I'm not talking about some of its relationships. Twin flames, the divine and the male energy are coming together. The red and the blue. What colour's a flame? Twin flames. Just saying. Yes, Donna, that's not good, but I'm not talking about Planned Parenthood, am I? I'm not talking about Planned Parenthood. No, it's not good. We all know about what Planned Parenthood is. We all know it's evil. It's getting taken down. Don't worry about that. But I'm not talking about that film. I'm discussing these films, not that one. But yes, it's right. But yeah, God does win. At the end of the day, Donna, we know about it, Q knows about it. It is getting taken down because people are beginning to see what Planned Parenthood is. That is not what I'm actually talking about. I've talked all about that stuff before, you know. So yes, but that's not what I'm talking about. That's going down anyway, so I wouldn't worry. It's fear mongering as well. Though we know it's true, but it's going down. Love always wins at the end of the day. Truth does as well. So, and also, yeah, red and blue divine is coming together. The male energy has to come in with the female. Female's been suppressed for a very long time. The energy, divine energy. When you look at a star, which I've got a telescope, you'll see blue and red. They shine blue and red. It is blue. That's why all the films put out blue and red energy. That's why Trump and Melania have the blue. Some people say, yeah, because it's Democrats and Republicans. They actually have the Christmas tree with blue and red on. It means a lot more than people know. So, no, you're not talking about divine. You're talking about the Planned Parenthood. We all know about that. That's not what I'm talking about. But like I said, yes, that is a problem. But you know, it's been outed. I don't know, I haven't seen that. I don't keep up with everything with Trump, but I do know he was going on about good icebreakers. Icebreakers for what, people? Oh, thank you. Well, coming to America in October. Right, Donna, I'm not talking about that. We know about that. We all know about that. If you've just woken up to it, that's fine. But we knew about that ages ago, and we know what's coming. We know what it is. I don't need to throw a taxi in there. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're showing your 16-year-old. Yeah, but we know about that. It's not what I'm talking about. Trying to bring a bit of positive. That's going down anyway. People need to see it though, but that's not what I'm talking about. That's all I'm saying. It's not what I'm discussing. We all know about that. Yeah, thank you, Revel. That's true what you've just said. That's why I've got to listen to some women, you know. Some men don't like it, but like I keep shouting out, it's not just women. We're coming together with men and women. They need the nurturing. Very powerful together, not separate. If it's just left to men, that male energy, it will just be warring. That's why the nurturing needs to come in. But it's not about women being over men, as I keep shouting out, or men being over women, because that's how it's been. And I mean the energy of it as well, and what's been going on behind the scenes. It's about it coming together the way it was meant to be. Mother and the father, not just the father. Just, do you know what I mean? That's why in the real world it's hard when you're in a split family. It's easier when you're together, with the right things going on and the right energy, you know. So if anyone gets what I'm saying, but that's why I'm going to watch, like I said, Upside Down, because it has been an upside down world, by the way. They reverse everything. But like I said, if you haven't seen this film, check it out, because I'll be looking at that. Thought is forbidden. Well, thought is sort of getting forbidden. They don't want us to speak. Free speech. Thought is forbidden. Forbid you think anything against what the New World Order wanted you to think, you know. Devises a way to reunite. That's what it's about. It's reuniting everybody. South Korea. I think it's South Korea. Men and women. Races, everything. Uniting everything. Connecting everything. Divine and feminine. Divine feminine and divine male energy. Everything. Reuniting at long last with the long lost love. Yeah. Well, from the twin world. We have got a twin world. As above, so below. That's all I'm saying. I've just really, really enjoyed it. But like I'm saying, if you watch films, if you're in a negative state anyway with believing what mainstream media say, and then you go and watch a film with the fear-mongering, you will see something totally different in it. Even though they normally always put the films the other way around, and you've got to look at it with a different perception. What they're saying, they've got to put the truth out, because that's the way they put it out in films. I keep saying this, fantasy films, because law of one, the universal law is you've got to tell the truth, but they do it in a way where they think they're getting away with it because they put it in fantasy films. So you go along with it because you think, oh, well, it's just a film. And it's like, no, it's not. And then you're watching so-called reality on the news all over the world, thinking what they put out there is real, when you find out that reality is fake, especially the news, and what you think is fantasy in films is actually real, maybe done a different way, so you consent to it, because that's how they get your consent, because you go, oh, well, it doesn't matter, it's only a film. Like, no, it's actually what's going on. Like, when we were watching Infinity Wars last night, what was it, a bit where my son said something? He said something in it. Oh yeah, because of the stones where he threw his daughter off, and I went, they're the Georgia Guidestones. He went, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. There's Georgia Guidestones. They've been trying to depopulate. That's why they kill people all around the world, and man-made wars, depopulation, trying to keep it under the numbers that it says on the Georgia Guidestones. And my son was like, you might. I went, it's true. I said, well, that's what they do. You know, we're uniting all around the world. They don't like it. They want you in fear. Their biggest fear is us lot uniting, no matter what colour skin and you've got no matter what religion's not going to matter in the end. I tell you what the church is, people are going to get offended. There's been some bad stuff going on in churches, not all the churches, but quite a lot. The church is nature. Churches are great, you know, people congregate there, they want good energy, but it got turned into something else in some places. Just saying, don't get offended, because you all know if you research and you all know what's been going on. Sacrifices, this, that and the other. Notre Dame, there's been bad energy there. Doesn't mean there was always bad, but there's been bad energy there. That's why I believe it's burning, and a lot of other places are, but mainstream media will say something else. Religion, not good. You don't have to be religious to believe in source, God, whatever it is that you want to call it. And your church should be nature, because it is. That is what Jesus would say. I don't think he was... No one bows down. No one gets on your knees and bows down. You are equal, you know. And the lady that I said go and watch the other day was, Donna, was Amanda Ellis, I think it was. She got an Easter card, because some people might say, oh, the cross and Easter, and maybe it's not the right story that they're trying to pump out. But it was a cross with flowers on it, which is beautiful. Nature. The new Avengers coming out this weekend, the old comic books have hidden truths. Yes, they have done it, because I was saying about comic books the other day, and that guy died. Comic books had the truth, and I told my son this last night. I said, what you think's just a comic had all truth in it. All these superheroes, you know what I mean? We're very powerful, and that's why I say the Avengers and that, you might look at it and think, oh, it's only a film. A lot of people out know that it's not. A guy actually wrote himself in a comic to bring in that manifestation to be the hero in it, and very powerful. Yeah, I can't wait to see it, apart from my son's going with his mate, so I'll have to go with my sister. But why is it called the End Games? It's there. Game over for them. We've been discussing this and that, because if just for instance, if Hillary Clinton had got in with the New World Order, which by the way has been dismantled, it's not the powers that be, it's the powers that were, not anymore. They would have had a different story. They've had to change it the way we want it, because they fearmonger with their films, that's all I'm saying. I was in a bad mood when I heard about the bombings at the church on Easter. I prayed for but you've got to be careful. I'm not saying it's all true, but we do know there's false flags out there, and that sometimes there's false stuff where they have a lot of acting. I'm not saying it all is over there, but we do know of this. But there's also evil out there that do stuff because they know that a lot of us know stuff, and they get revenge on stuff, if anyone gets what I'm saying. It's disgusting. But like I said, there'll be pockets of this, but they are going down. They are not in control like they were before. So all that stuff a lot of people are finding out about, like you lot saying Planned Parenthood and all that. The world will wake up to all that, and the Democrats, the evil Democrats. I'm not talking about all the Democrat people. Some of them have had the blinkers on and they don't know because they've been misguided. A lot of people have been misguided. We've all been misguided. Yeah. But that's why I say, Donna, remember there's a lot of evil that goes on that's real, and there's a lot of it that they fake as well, and they have faked in different countries around the world, as we all know. When they've had blankets over them, they've all been coughing and breathing underneath it. We all know. But I'm not saying it's not, but that does go on. And this is when people find out about certain stuff that's gone on in the past, they ain't going to be happy. How they've been lied to and deceived to by the so-called reality news on TV. I don't think so. I'm not saying that's not happened, but you know what I mean. There's bits and boths. I'm not, before anyone says anything, I'm not saying that's what's happened, but we know it does happen, and it has happened in the past. Sandy Hook, for instance, yeah, we know. Yes, Donna, they are distracting from the Muller. Damn, but we all know that's coming. We all know it's coming. April showers brings May flowers. We all know it's coming. That's why I said you've got to... I've trusted in it for ages, and I have friends that go, ooh, yeah, fake news. Ooh, I can't see anything going on. It's like, if you opened your eyes and had a look around the world on the internet, as in not the news, on alternative news where people are going around with cameras reeling, we know what's going on, and things have been brought down, and establishments and what corporations, and actually doing your homework properly, you'd realise there's loads going on. Also, Santa Claus United States of America, SCOTUS, on YouTube. I couldn't stop laughing today. I saw this. I'm just going to show you. It says Does it say 11 on it? Hang on. Careful what words you say, you'll get banned. I won't get banned. I've just said. I'm not saying that. Truth's coming out. They won't be sensitising forever on here. Or whatever the word is. Right, watch this. Gotta tell the truth, haven't you?
Fine. Yes, of course, November 5th, 1955. That was the day I invented time travel. I remember it vividly. I was standing on the edge of my toilet, hanging a clock. The porcelain was wet. I slipped, hit my head on the edge of the sink, and when I came to, I had a revelation. A vision. A picture in my head. A picture of this. This is what makes time travel possible. A flux capacitor.
The flex capacitor.
Here's the red letter date.
Yeah, nothing will come out of his report, just apart from all the other stuff, you know, like Russia, but all the truth about everything else will come out, as we all know. Yeah, I Am SCOTUS has put on See Your Time Machine Night. I was like, you need to go over and check that out. 88. And what was on it now?
The history of science, November 5th, 1955.
November 5th. November 5th, 1955. What happened there? Yeah, the Iraq War. Yeah, I know what you're saying down there. Yeah. It says Out of Time at the top. And it's got November 5th, 1955. 6 a.m.
That was the day I invented time travel. I remember it vividly. I was standing on the edge of my toilet, hanging.
Charging will start at 11 p.m.
On the edge of the sink, and when I came to, I had a revelation, a vision, a picture in my.
So, if you're a QAnon, you need to go and watch that if you've not seen it. Yeah, the Iraq War and all that. We all Time Machine, nice. I've been writing songs about time travel. See, Pegasus. That was I Am SCOTUS. Navy did as well back in the 60s to investigate was cabin systems actually lost several submarines. Well, yeah, I was just saying, Victor, that the film Aquaman, when they found the Queen disappeared, she was in a cavern, and it was like inner Earth, under the sea, as above so below, other things down the sea. We have to go in submarines at the new worlds down there, and where it is where you come out, there was all crystals. It was beautiful and lush and vegetating, because they say that as well about, is that what's in Antarctica? Do the submarines go down to Antarctica? Why do the elites go down that way? Why has Trump shouted out about a new great icebreaker? Get through the ice. And I can watch Game of Thrones now, I can finish it off. So yeah. Yeah, 9/11 terror, Iraq War, USA. Yes, we know all about that. This is what's coming to. There's so much coming to light. Yes. Sorry, I don't know your name because I can't read Chinese or Korean or whatever it is. Sorry, but yeah. See, the whole world knows. The whole world knows what's going. Well, the sleeple behind the TV don't know. Please search Operation Pegasus. They say Obama was a time traveller. SK selected long ago. Oh, I shall write it down. I need a pen. You get a pen. I do watch Game of Thrones. Oh, we watch Game of Thrones with you. Got my shorts on today. It's still hot in the UK. We don't normally have it. It's normally raining, but I think things are changing, aren't they? Yeah, Game of Thrones. I got up to season 2. I don't know where I was watching, and I've just got back on it. Ice Wall and all, Outer Worlds and all that. We got new people in the house. So yeah, there's just loads going on. I don't even know if Q's dropped. I don't think he's dropped, but when Q doesn't drop, a lot going on, and there is a lot going on in the news if you've looked. All this stuff happening over Easter. So it is fabulous. Oh, I've been keeping up with Roseanne. Let me go and check because I might have missed one today. She's so funny. She even mentions Owen Benjamin about saying women aren't funny. Oh, we are. We're just the same, remember? In a sense. Let me see. No, there's not any new ones I've all watched. Told you about Love Hire. Oh, I'm glad I'll brighten the rest of your day. Yeah, it probably looks a bit lighter because I've got no foundation on. I've been coming on since the other day with nowhere. With freckles out. Churches burned down, so many never make the news. Yeah, it's true, so many don't make the news because we know what's going on with the Antichrist business. See, there's quite a few different things going on behind the scenes with that. There's all the stuff that they want to bring that down. Not as in the religion, I'm not religious, but like Christian values, because I believe Christians and what's the other word? Christians and... I don't know if there's another like pagan-y sort of thing. Were the right thing years and years and years back. You know, would their church would be nature. They're trying to pull that down using other countries that don't believe in it, that have also been brainwashed because they're also being used as an army against Christian values, because it's the values, it's like the word of God, the words of Jesus, walk by my side, don't kneel, don't bow down to somebody, you are equal, walk with me. I'm not religious, I believe in a creator, I believe in source, you call it whatever you want, everybody does it in every religion, but it wasn't to go and worship somebody, because then you can get a bit misguided depending on who's in that institution where you're going, and if they're mixing the words up, which some people have been doing. Worshipping Jesus will be outlawed, and worshipping Jesus will be outlawed in the end times. That's what's happening. You don't need to. I'm not saying before anyone religious gets, church is a bad thing. Some of them are used for a lot of bad things. There's a lot of abuse been going on and satanic rituals, and it's still going on or has been going on. That's what they want to bring down. I think if things are rebuilt, they'll be rebuilt in the right way, where people shouldn't be preaching in such a way of like the way some have, because they're teaching you the wrong teachings. It's just the teachings of being love, being good to thy neighbour. Once you're coming from love, everybody around the world coming from love, and you realise you are the person stood in front of you is you, even your so-called enemy. If you were doing things in love, we wouldn't all be fighting. Because you don't do to others that you wouldn't do to yourself. You wouldn't kill someone if you don't want to be killed. You could feel what everyone else could feel, the pain, the hurt, the sorrow, the happiness, the joy. You wouldn't do bad things. You wouldn't want to feel that back, not unless you're like psychotically, some people are. If you get what I'm saying. He didn't say worship me. You can sit out in your garden and be with Source every day, communicating with everything and everyone. That's what it's about. The true teachings. Not, I understand about church where people congregate, like people who are on their own, the lonely, they'll go, because that's what it's about, like communities and communicating. But it depends which way it's done in. And a lot of churches, especially if I've seen some in America, that some of the priests, pastors, whatever you call it, I don't know what they're called, ask for a lot of money. Why are they asking for money? Does that church need a lot of money for the building and stuff? Well, go and sit out in nature and have a get together there. It shouldn't be like that. He wouldn't ask for money, would he? Not the way some do. I'm not saying this about all churches, because there are good priestesses out there. I think we all are. But they saw this and wanted to twist it to get money. The Roman Catholics. Rome. Big problem was Rome. I never trusted them. In fact, I was judged by... Yeah, it's funny that you should say that, because I've heard a lot of people, the people that haven't helped are the people in the church that are all like, oh, I think I've gone to church and I've done this and I've said this, so therefore I'm all right now. The ones that don't help. the biggest disgusting words I've had on YouTube have been off religious people. And I'm like, what's all that about? What, you're supposed to be all loving, you know? I walked away from the church in my early 20s at his point. That's what I mean, but I'm trying to say as well, it's not all churches, let's get that right. It's not all preachers or whatever you want to call it, because there's some that are trying to get this out there. It's not, you know, that sort of stuff, but there's a lot out there, and that's why people are getting mad on certain areas, so they'll confuse people. So even if there is things burning down, there'll be people who are mad who are doing it because they're not realising what's going on as well. All this sort of brainwashing crap. I am not religious. I used to say to my nana, what are we, Church of England? I don't know. Went to Sunday school a few times, didn't get it, just used to sit there bored. Like, it's your moral compass, it's your intentions. You know what's good and you know what's wrong and right. You don't need to be taught what's wrong and right. You know what's wrong and right because you feel it. If you're doing something wrong, you know you're doing something wrong. But these people out there who've been part of the shadow side, let's say, some of these people like it, or they've got used to it. Some people have got blackmailed into it because it's just been the way it's been for a while. That's why it's all beginning to fall down, and you'll see more people coming out of the woodwork. Shares just come out of the woodwork, haven't you? Even actors and that, it's not all their fault. They haven't all sold the soul to the devil, as in, some have gone, yeah, I want the money, I'll do this, I'll sacrifice it, I'll sacrifice kit, I'll do it, I'm not bothered, I just want the money, I'm ego, look at me, I want the money, I want to be rich. But some of them have got blackmailed into it. We all know that if you actually do your research. So they're the ones that will need a bit of nurturing when all that comes out, that you'll have to have eyes to see what was actually going on in them situations. But the ones who knew damn well, especially at the top, who knew damn well what they were doing, who were not bothered, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Don't want people like you on our new earth. No. Yeah, Jesus said he never needed churches made of gold, silver, but he said you could find him in nature. Exactly. When we're talking about the ether, even Roseanne said, the ether, God's breath around you, listens. You can talk to it all the time in your head, wherever. It listens. Nature, it's out there. All that ever was is out there. All the people past civilization, everything, all that consciousness and that energy is all around you all the time. That's why you can say, if you sit out in nature, it listens. You can hear messages. Call it other beings. Call it whatever. It's all out there coming in. So if there is maybe other lands beyond lands and their thoughts and things are out there, it's all collecting around us, and we get all these different, if anyone understands what I'm saying, I know what I'm talking about. Lots have returned home, fellowship and study. Yeah, Fellowship of the Ring. Lord of the Rings. Do Lord of the Rings. That go on. And we're not talking about Saturn. Yes, my English is too fast. Sorry, but that's just the way I am. I'm quite a fast talker. Oh, thank you. The Fibonacci pattern. Well, you never know. I feel like I need to move to America. I don't know I'd actually move to America, but I just feel like I need to move to America. Yes, I'm coming over in October, but it's a girls' sort of long weekend, and I don't know if I can sort of be freed from it, but I'd love to go to Trump Towers. You're national, what do you mean? Mancunian? Yeah, I am energetic, very passionate. I'm very passionate about whether I'm right or wrong in things, I don't care. I'm very passionate about humanity winning. I'm very passionate about positivity, because I know how I could fill up now and cry, you know. I do feel a lot. I'm a Pisces. I just think it's about time we won for once. Gets me a bit emotional. Gets me emotional. It's your emotions, energy, emotion. It's your emotions that make you stand up and want to say something and do something, because they suppress. Like I said, that film that I'm going to watch after, Upside Down, suppressing thought. They're trying to suppress speech, which what they've been trying to do. That's why we're all speaking out. Then it'd be thought. You wouldn't be doing nothing, because you'd just be drones. You'd just be robots. You only do what they say. That New World Order that was coming in, that New World Order's no more. It's been broken down. Anyone who says that's still here, you're deluded. You're still back in the past of what they were pumping out. Like I don't care who made that, good or bad. You can see both on it, but they did put that out because they knew this time was coming where they feared the world waking up. Well, tough crap, because it is. That's all I'm saying. We all say, well, this is not happening to the next generation. It's not happening to the kids. What's been happening to the kids? You know what I'm talking about? We're not having it. I am not having it as a mother, not just for my kids and what they've done to kids, like zombified, and like my eldest with the games they do and all this crap that they've made them, you know, they've got this and that. All the kids around the world, all my children as well. See it like that, we're all one, so they're all your children. If you've got no children, they're all your children. That's all I'm saying. Everybody. We're all in it together, people. It's not separate. That's why they fear the world waking up, but tough crap, because we are. And you can see it all around the world if you actually look. Hi, Fee. Hi. Oh, they want to know if I'm American or English. English, not American. English. I'll come and live in America. Ask Donald Trump if I can come to America. Coming to America. Woo! That's what I'm going to sing when we come over anyway. You know that song, Coming to America? Coming to America. Woo! Young Gun. I used to like the film Young Guns. So, So if you haven't seen Aquaman, check it out. See if you can see what I saw. Infinity War was brilliant. I want to see the new one, but it's out soon. I'm going to watch. There's loads of new films come out, but remember, Kurt Russell was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was in Christmas Chronicles, which we know is a Q film. He's good. Sylvester Stallone's in it. Boom! Who else was in it? Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's a good guy for a young actor, if you know who the good ones are. So that is a good film, even though some people think it's bad. I did get a bit thingy about the Aquaman act, because we know there's some that are, but I'm thinking, I don't know, you know. Yes, well, if Don Jr. wants me to be an ambassador, move me and my family to America, and I'll be there, as daft as I am, but I'll be like, come on, unite. Some people don't, you know, with all that Russia collusion that never was, some people don't understand, yeah, the bad government, yeah, but the actual people of Russia and the goodies have actually always been allies with the USA. Even in like the maritime days or whatever, and so is the UK, not the monarchy. What's going on there? But like I said, let's just go over to the news on my phone and see what they're pumping out. Come on, let's go over. I feel my glasses coming in. I'm in one of those moods, you know. Let's see what's going on in the news. Yeah, I'll move to America. Don't know how I'd get there, like, but there you go. Right, let's have a look. I'll be an ambassador. Right, let's have a laugh. What's going on in the news? Right, let's see. First thing, let's see what comes up on my phone. Oh, a brief aside of the implacable May 2017 Rosenstein. Well, whatever. Royal surprise. Kate Middleton joins Prince William and Prince Harry for what? For the Queen's birthday. Easter service. Whatever. What else? Emergency meeting set to be called to what's this? This is Brexit, obviously. To be called to oust Prime Minister over Brexit farce. Well, there you go. Mrs May's failure to secure Brexit has led to outrage throughout the party. Oh well. We know what's going on there. What's this? Who, what, how, Hulk. This is the Avengers again. Because I don't know if you've noticed, the Avengers is in the news a lot, like I keep saying. Addressing the Avengers Endgame theories. Wow. With obscure Easter egg references. Really? Background blah blah. Endgame, something of 21 films spanning 11 years. There's no shortage of theories for how the 3-hour movie, I can't wait to see it, will wrap up the franchise and blow the doors wide open for a new set of characters. Oh, I'm getting ringing in my ears. Oh. Oh, hang on a minute. Right, it's gone. Ringing in my left ear. New characters. I wonder what these new characters will be. Oh yeah, there it is. There are just too many variables. The gauntlet is fried after the events of the Infinity War, which I watched the other day. But there's still 6 Infinity Stones. Infinity Stones. We know what them Infinity Stones are. There was one called Power, one called Vision, one called Soul. I can't remember the rest of them. I'm like, really? Really? Stones that can alter aspects of existence. Really? Interesting, isn't it? But people will think it's not real. Who will die and when, blah, blah. Yeah, anyway, just saying. I've always been a bit different myself. It's best to be different, folks, because being normal isn't actually, being different's actually a good thing. Because then you're not with the system. Do you know what I'm saying? Pope Francis tells teenage climate activists to carry on. Yeah, I bet you've changed your tune, haven't you? You will be changing your tune. The Antichrist of Pope Francis. Pope Francis tells teenage climate activists to carry on the fight. Carry on the fight, child, my child, because there is no global warming. Fools. There we go. Whatever. Brexit are the good guys. Winning fake news implies they can be kicked down the road. Yeah, Donna, the thing is, we've won anyway because we actually, Theresa May's actually overlooked a big thing that will come out in the end, that we're actually out. It was already a done deal. So they just kick it down the road on the news to get everyone infuriated and mad and think they're fighting and setting things off. And even though there's good people doing good marches and stuff, but they're doing it to put people in fear. And then people go on about they know about the fake news, but they're still regurgitating the fake news. It's like, okay. Trey Gowdy is ticked and reveals what will happen for the next... What's this? This is 15 hours ago. Trey Gowdy is ticked and reveals what will happen next for the next 2 years. Ooh. Daily tarot reading. Oh, yeah, it just makes me laugh every time because I don't really... Kanye West sends fans wild, has his debut new track, Water. Ooh, let's have a look, Kanye. Let's see what you're doing. See what Kanye is doing. Right, he's in purple. But what makes purple? What colour makes purple? Kanye West sends fans wild as he debuts new track, Water. Water. What have I just been talking about? Water. Water's a lot more than we know, and you can transmute it and you can put feelings on it if you know about Dr. Emoto. And we are, so much percent of water. That's what I was saying before about Aquaman, you know, the land and the sea. We are water. Be like water, he said. Who said be like water? As delighted fans, but don't forget he's okay now, Kanye. Went a bit for the dark side, but he got cleansed. Titled Water during the Sunday service performance at Coachella. Yeah, I know Coachella, whatever it's called, Coachella used to be bad, but you know, depends what music is getting pumped out. When Beyonce was there shouting out "suck my balls," sorry, but she did. We know what you are, love. But let's turn it around and pump some good positive vibes out in these places. Because this is what I'm saying. Kids go to all these festivals thinking they're all brilliant. They look all brilliant, wearing next to nothing and all that. And then you wonder why things are going on. And they're pumping all this music out. Well, let's pump the right music out in the right hertz. And you lot who know about music will know exactly what I'm talking about. I'll have to find this song. Oh, they're all wearing purple. Let me have a look. What's going on here? Anyway, I'll check that out after. But isn't it funny how things start to link up? I'm talking about Aquaman, talking about water. I've talked about crystal waters, as above, so below, waters above, waters below. And people talk about space. What is space? Is it crystal water? Is it liquid that we can't get through? When people say they've seen things that are like spaceships, and you know, in the Egyptian times, they look like submarines. Can't get through it. It's like, what is it? Plasma, water, crystal water, water. Maybe some sort of different fluid. Water. What is water? It's more than we know. Water heals. Water's life. Just saying. Funny that, isn't it? Yeah, Bruce Lee said, be like water. Fluid. Ever moving. Ever flowing. Nothing static. Everything changes. That's why the New World Order is being broke down. Because nothing stays the same. It's always changing. Always moving. Sometimes there's a bit of a storm, bit of rough seas, and then sometimes it's nice and calm and peaceful. Q said, watch the water. Q did say, watch the water. Yes, he did. So, just saying, you know. There's many things we're all, you know, I'm not saying I know everything, but I'm saying there's certain stuff out there you like, when you start adding it up together, it's like, you know, just saying. Yeah, Q did say watch the water. He said watch the water way back. He's always said watch the water. People thought it was different things, but I think it's something different. And don't forget, and the film Aquaman, because I do believe this film's being put out there by good people now. Aquaman, if you've seen it, the guy at the beginning when he meets the queen, you know, who's of Atlantis, where does he live? Anyone seen it? Where does he live? Think about John. There's certain things that have gone on in like SCOTUS and stuff that I've put out about a lighthouse. He's a lighthouse keeper. What symbolises a lighthouse to me is the light, saving lives, letting people see the light, bringing you to the light so you're not going to crash on the rocks. Yeah? The last beacon of hope, America. America falls, we all fall. I've said this right from the beginning of Q. Everyone's like, why are you so interested in America? America falls, we all fall. The last beacon of hope, JFK Jr. I am getting this printed, by the way. I've just got to wait. JFK Jr. Hello. Last beacon of hope. You know, there was the lighthouse and it was at the end. And when this big kraken thing, that was good, but looked like a big evil creature, but it wasn't, came out, he was all happy, and then at the end he stood there, and guess what happened at the end of Aquaman? She said wait for me, and he waited years and years, and she came out at the end, and then they united together. So Aquaman united with the princess, you know, they were merging, and at the end she come out of the sea and she met the guy from the land and she was from the sea, and they merged together and they met each other again, and he was at the lighthouse. We would have been the last to conquer. Exactly, Donna. And that's why I've shouted out at the beginning of Q on my channel in the UK. People in the UK, why are you so bothered? Why are you so bothered with America? I'm like, do you not understand? They conquer America, it's bye-bye. But they didn't, did they? Because we've got Trump, the businessman, Q, the great patriots, the Q army, all around the world fighting, standing in the truth, not scared to speak out, you know? Whatever. I'm not saying I've got everything right, but I know good things are coming, and, you know? Yeah, everything Q says has multiple meanings. It does. Think of JFK Jr. flying over water. Expand. Yeah, I've said that as well, Revel. That's what I'm talking about now with the water and the lighthouse. And they did, there was a song, if you remember, I can't remember who by, and it was in the water where someone fell off a boat, and there was a lighthouse. And there has been a lighthouse shown in one of the films somewhere about, was that where JFK was? I don't know. Lots linked to JFK Jr. So when I think of the sea, I think of the air, I think of JFK Jr. flying. I think of the sea, land and sea. I think of JFK Jr. because he loved flying, but they also loved sailing. So Aquaman makes me think of that. Crazy as it sounds, we are one with the land and one with the sea. And as above, so below. I don't know, you know, I just think different, see things different. But some people say that's why even people on the Q train, Q will put something out and they'll go, oh, Q said this, it doesn't mean that. And it's like you said, Revel, Q has a lot of multiple meanings. It doesn't always mean one thing. Doesn't always mean one thing, you know. I know, you know, I understand. I know, you know, I know. There's lots of there's biblical things. There's lots of many different things. If Q drops something, it can mean so many different things in one Q drop. And a lot of the Q drops are all JFK related or JFK Jr. because the boom is the boom off a boat. There's a piece on a boat called the boom. It doesn't just mean boom, boom. Yeah, we've got, you know, it's a boom is off the boat. Where we go 1, you add that up and it comes up to 18, which is JFK Jr. Hi, Goddess Witch Bella. So this is why people in the UK, some people who don't know about Q and don't believe it, they can't be bothered to research properly or add things up. I mean, I don't know all of it. They are quite hard to look at, but people just want people to tell them. They can't be bothered doing the research themselves. I've done enough of it that I don't really have to look at that much stuff now because you just see it. You just see it. And like I said, I don't really look at all the sort of things that go on. I like all the other stuff, the stuff to do with JFK Jr., stuff to do with Trump, stuff going, you know, beyond that, stuff to do with Tesla, all that sort of stuff, because it's all linked. But the problem that people are having today is they think reality is what they've been taught, as we know, and it's not. And there's things far more out there that scientists, the fake scientists, will have you say, that's mumbo jumbo, that's hippy dippy, that's mystical. Really? 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 Yep. Yep. Oh yeah, he's alive. Yeah. Johnny. Remember the robot? Johnny 5 is alive. Johnny 5 is alive. Johnny is alive. Something else is alive as well, you know. Do you think a creator is going to let something destroy his perfect creation? I just want to say that as well. That just came into my head. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You know, all them things he tried to say in the past, like witch burnings and this, that and the other, and mystical hippie people are this, that and the other. Someone said that to me the other day, oh, you all like sound like hippy dippy. Yeah, we know they got into the spiritual side of things, but a bit of a daft thing to say. Like I said before, on the Q map, right at the top, it says spirituality it says technology / spirituality, because we worked alongside technology. And I was watching something else the other day where what was it? It was something someone put up about Atlantis again, obviously, and technology, where it was in the film Infinity Wars, wasn't it? If anyone remembers Infinity Wars, because they had the Ego Planet, which was funny because they were saying it in front of your face, Ego Planet, that's the problem. America still has the right to protect themselves on guns, so they are the most powerful. Yeah, that's why they wanted to take the guns away. That's why they did things like Sandy Hook, because they wanted to take your guns away so you can't protect yourself. Like they did in the UK with Dunblane, basically. That's what that was. People forget. You're not blocked. And I think it was on Infinity Wars, if I'm not mistaken, or Guardians of the Galaxy, I think it was, where they went back and he said, one of them, I'm getting confused because I watched them on the same day, where it showed you Atlantis or something like that, and where they had the tech, but they got greedy, so it fell, and I don't know what film it was now, and it fell underground. And fell because they got greedy with the technology. It was you, King, who said it. Yes, I said someone said it. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. I'm Mary Poppins. He did say that. He didn't know who Mary Poppins was. And then I cried at the end when he said the bit when he said what's he called again? Yodu. When he said I didn't use the arrow with my head. I used it with my heart. That's the biggest message there. And then at the end I may not be your father, but I'm your daddy. And he died, and I was like, whoa! I was like, oh my God. But I just want to say, if anyone out there hasn't seen, what's it called? Guardians of the Galaxy, I just can't stop laughing. Drax is absolutely hilarious. He's so, they're all funny, but Drax just makes me laugh. He's so funny. And Groot's so cute, but Drax is just, oh my God. I laughed all the way through it. That's my sense of humour. I laughed all the way through it. I cried at the end, and I had a dance as well. It was brilliant. I fifth. Whoop, whoop. Was just doing a rundown on Aquaman. Well, I was just saying at the end where they came together, blue and red going on in the background with the fight scene. Princess came together with Aquaman. Aquaman's in golden green. You remember when I said I got these colours in my head the other day, golden green? Come together, merging, and then the Queen comes back. They thought she was dead, but she wasn't. They thought she'd been sacrificed, but she wasn't. She comes out the sea. It was Nicole Kidman, but you know, she comes out the sea, and she goes back to the husband from the land, and she's from the sea, the world that should have never been. And they said, but we are one. And she comes back together and meets him again. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, if you watch me from the beginning, I was just discussing a little bit about Aquaman and what I saw, because I just finished it off today. So you know. It's all about the male, and it's all about the divine male and divine feminine coming together and merging and being in balance, and that's it. And it was a brilliant film. I loved it. And also it was I'm a Pisces, fishy wishy. This was a cup that my nana gave me, which was Neptune. Brilliant. He's got hazel eyes in it. I was like, so have I. You know, I've been doing my mermaid bags. And then I've decided to watch Aquaman. And I was just saying fifth, see what you think about this one. He's called Arthur in the film. And he's a king. We don't really want to be a king. But he's a rightful king, even though he's a half-breed, like we are. We're still part of the source. Half-breed, maybe because we're human as well. King Arthur. King Arthur of the Round Table. Not the triangle table. The Round Table. Something about Trump and King Arthur, isn't there? That he's been knighted, but down in down south, not with the monarchy. If anyone knows what I'm talking about. Also, the scepter, the trident that he has to go for to be the true king, looks like this. And I said, ooh, 3 Trinity. And when he's fighting at the end, the lightning's coming down and thunder. Oh, the thunder. The thunder. Tesla. Lightning. Just saying. And water. We were just saying fifth about water. Water's above, water's below. Bruce Lee said be like water. Q has always said watch the water. John fell from the sky, apparently, into the water. He loved being in the air. He also loved the sea with his father. And the boom. The boom is off a boat. Boom. Off a boat, boom, boom. So, hi, everybody who's just come in. So, I'm just saying, I watched that film and was like, yes. See what I see? Red and blue in the background. Male and female energy. But they both came together at the end to fight with all the different races, like I said at the beginning, and all the different creatures and everything. Came together. Fifth, I just want to say while you're here, because I'm going in a minute. At the end, you know, there's all this plasma event, and it's things with tentacles, and it's the Kraken, or it's this in many different films, or it's a big massive space alien with tentacles, you know, think of War of the Worlds and all that, you know. Cleansing, I see it as. Well, at the end of this, big creature comes out at the Middle Earth in the ocean with Aquaman in his golden green with his trident, the true king of the land and the sea coming together, and it's got horns on its head, and it looks a bit devilified, a bit of a monster, a sea creature, and it's got all these tentacles, but actually it's good and it helps get rid of all the evil ones. And at the end it pops out and it's like, ooh, and it's got all this like lava on it when it comes out, you know, like plasma, but it's getting rid of all the evil, if anyone gets what I'm saying. And I was like, there it is again, the octopus plasma Kraken thing, you know, that they always pump out there as a big evil thing, but in this one it wasn't. And I was just saying, if you know about Q and the Christmas Chronicles, in the film Guardians of the Galaxy, Kurt Russell's in it with Sylvester Stallone and Chris Pratt, and Chris Pratt is good. Sylvester Stallone, and we all know Kurt Russell's a really good man, so just saying. look with new eyes. So if you haven't watched Aquaman, get it, go and watch it. I am going to go in the garden now for a little bit. And then after, I just said I'm going to watch, someone shouted this out the other day, so you may have seen it. I've just noticed it on Netflix, and it is Upside Down. And I'll just shout it out again for anyone who's new, who's come in, what it actually says, because it just makes me laugh of, you know, what they try and do. Schumann has calmed down a bit. Yeah, Schumann's been up, down, everywhere. And we've been up, down, because we are part of, you know, the loveliness. Right, a film called Upside Down. It was a 2012, it says, though I've never even heard of it. 2012, 11/11. Thought is a forbidden. A man devises a way to reunite with a long-lost love. Really? From the twin world that sits just above his own. I've got to go and watch that. Oh, I've got to go and watch it and sit there with my notebook. Oh, yeah. That just sounds brilliant. Reunited with long lost love, yeah. Twin flames, people. Or just the energies coming in. So, you know, it is very exciting, a mindfulness project. Brilliant way of putting it. It is. So, like I said, some people in negativity will look at films, you know, if it has got actors in it that are doing all this other stuff, whatever, I'm not even looking at that. I'm looking at the message, because the law of one, universal law, they have to put it out anyway. I keep saying this. So, enjoy your day, evening, or whatever, and I may come on tonight. I may go a bit tired again, because normally when I'm hyper energy, I'm normally a bit tired later on, but I am going to definitely check out that film. So I'm going to go out for a little bit now. Oh, is it only that time? Oh no, it's not that time, that's what, oh yeah. Catch a bit of sun on my back, because I'm getting a bit of a tan in the UK. And probably do a rundown on the Upside Down world. Like I said, if you haven't seen if you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy, you need to watch it, Volume 2, because the guy there who's like a bit of a planet and a bit of a this and a bit of an energy is called Ego. But obviously they get rid of Ego, because that's what it is, isn't it? And it sort of says in it, love. I don't shoot my arrow from my head, I shoot it from my heart. Boom. And he gets emotional, he fights it off. Emotions push us to actually put things in action. So, you know, I'm not looking at the news about all the church stuff and all that, because I'm just watching, waiting. But I feel a lot of positive energy about it. It's brilliant. The weather's still great. Last night, where was the moon? Where was the moon last night? Or a bit of a moon, or where was the moon last night? The sky was beautiful. I saw two things in the sky. I don't know if you saw last night. Some people think I'm batshit crazy. I asked for something. Not in... I live near a lot of aeroplanes, so I know what aeroplanes look like flashing, and I know the paths that they go. And I was thinking to myself, why can't you have one sort of above me somewhere over where they don't normally come? Next minute, a thing comes over slow, high up, and I was like... And it's all right saying film it. As soon as I get my phone out and point it up to the dark, it goes pitch black and I can't see anything. But two yesterday, I was like, ask and you will receive. So if you're doing it from here though. So Taserface, oh my god, that was so funny. Oh, if you want to laugh, you need to go and watch Guardians of the Galaxy, because they're just hilarious. Taserface. Did you just make that? Did you just look in the mirror and think, I'm Taserface? Oh my god, I could not stop laughing. I could not stop laughing. Them lot in that film, Guardians of the Galaxy, if I was in any spaceship helping the unit, I'd be in that one, because they're so funny. Absolutely hilarious. Drax, I'm sorry to keep going on about it, Drax is just... Did anyone see where they were talking? I think it's on Infinity Wars, because they come together in Infinity Wars, and he's eating something. He goes, how long have you been there? I've been there an hour. I've realised that if I stand here long enough, I become invisible. If anyone knows what I'm talking about. No, he wasn't. Oh my god. I could not stop laughing. I didn't see the moon at all. I was looking for it. I was like, where is it? You know, where is it? We've had the full moon, and I was just like, where is it? My people. See, people won't know if you've not seen Guardians of the Galaxy and Infinity Wars, because they meet up in that. Like I've said, all the beings, all the races are coming together to fight off, you know, universal evil. I just couldn't stop laughing. Rachel, I don't know. It's like, But there was a pink one the other day, but yeah. So I'm going to go anyway because I'm just waffling. But I may be on tonight. If I'm not, it just means I've had too much sun and I've gone and I'm watching some films. I'm trying to catch up on loads of good films. So if you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy, you need to see it and then watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And Infinity Wars was brilliant. The ending's a bit odd, but really it's not because you're like, I just saw Georgia Guidestones. Georgia Guidestones were definitely in there. Georgia Guidestones. Trying to tell me son, the oldest one, oh, shut up, Mum. I said, it's real, Tyler. I said, this is what they're doing. They've been depopulation. So, if you haven't seen it, please see it. I'm about 2 hours south. So, you're all great people. And Jack's going mad now, so I'm going. I think he's telling me to shut up. And I'll see you later. But if you haven't seen them films, get seeing them. And if you haven't heard of the film because someone shouted out the other day, Upside Down, get watching that because thought is forbidden, people. So that's an interesting one. Let me read that out again because it's in every film, like we know, but I just like watching it. Some people go, ooh, I saw this, it was negative. It's like, nah. Only if you want it to be. Love and light with a touch of darkness. Exactly. There's no darkness without light and there's no light without darkness. There's something about that actually that was in the film that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I think it's because I was talking about the at the end of the Aquaman with the lighthouse, what I was saying before. It's in the dark but there's always a light. No. The lighthouse is there. Yeah, I'll just read this out again. Upside Down, it's called. Drama fantasy. Thought is forbidden. A man devises a way to reunite with a long-lost love from the twin world. Let's say that again. Twin world that sits just above his own. Boom. So I'm going watching that after. Yay! I'm so excited today. I think I've just got so excited because that was a film about, Atlantis and I'm a Pisces, a bit fishy. Maybe I'm a mermaid, who knows? Just saying. I just wanted to say fifth as well. Why do they call the Atlantic Ocean the Atlantic? I was just thinking the other day, Atlantic sounds like Atlantis. I don't know. The Serenity, Matthew. Place is deep as deep can get. What is that? Is that a new film? Serenity. Yeah, if you want me to do any rundowns on what I see in films, just don't comment on here. I'll forget. Comment on the comments after because I'll have to look through them because sometimes I don't get notifications like you don't get notifications. Yeah, Scott Lightwell. Yeah, I just loved it where they say you were taught. He said this fifth in the film. He goes when the Queen comes back to her two sons. One's good and one was bad. Like NK and a real. It said. She said, I'll just re-go over it. You cannot discount the darkness because it holds. Yeah, that's what I mean, goddess, witch Bella. There's no dark without light and no light without dark. But they need to be in balance, yeah? Because we all have the dark in us, but they need to be in balance. That's what it's all about, balance. You are my children. I love you both. Arthur saved me. Arthur, Aquaman, King Arthur. You've been misguided, haven't we all? Your father taught you wrong. Oh, sure did, didn't he? Your father taught you wrong about the two worlds, meaning the two worlds being a part of land and sea. Land and sea are one. You are the son of the land and the king of the sea. Loved it. Oh, loved it. So, yep. Yeah. Watch yeah, I haven't seen Ant-Man. My son said to me last night, have you seen Ant-Man? I said, no. He said, you need to see Ant-Man. I said, I know I need to see Ant-Man already. Both of them part of the same Marvel Universe dolly. Yeah, and the next one that's coming in, the new one, is a woman. Can't think why. Oh, I just want to show you something about the Marvel. I got the map. There's the map of how to watch it. Apparently. Hang on. We get to Endgame. Woohoo! Their Endgame. And my Thor in it, my Thor's cut all his hair off. I was like, oh, I liked him with long hair, but he's there with his new hammer at the end. Not his hammer, he's got an axe at the end, hasn't he? Oh, I can't wait for the new one to come out. I said to my son, are we going? He went, no, I'm going with my mates, Mum. I went, oh, I'll have to go with my sister. I'll be dragging her as soon as it comes out. I have not been to the cinemas for ages. I just didn't want to pay, But I need to go and see it. I just finished reading the Chronicles of Mew. It was excellent. Amazon Kindle. Oh, is it a book? Mew? Oh, interesting. I'll write that down. You know me. I've got friends who go, you don't need to keep going on with them looking at things because it's all the same. It's like, yeah, I know, but I like to see how they put the history out all the time, and I like to I like to do that. There's nothing wrong in it. Chronicles of Mew. Yeah, I've talked about Mew, and it's in the film Valerian. Oh yes, it's in the film Valerian, and I like the whole thing. Is even someone else said the other day, it might have been Amanda Ellis, about I don't know if did anyone go and see Amanda Ellis about the cathedral and stuff. What she was saying, that was brilliant. I hope Fifth went over and had a look about the Mail as well, but about I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, a book by I don't read on Kindle. I always have to get a book. I'm still reading the Christos. Out of the Christos. I had to leave and come back. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. What was I going to say then? Oh yeah, I just like, because some people say, oh, you don't have to look, you don't have to do this. Well, we do, because we like to see the world waking up, and we have to see what the outside 3D is saying, their lies, to get around what they actually are saying. And it's a beautiful thing to see people waking up. And like I've said, people have to be here, because people are starting to look for different alternative channels and stuff to see if they're not thinking they're mad and all that. So it is very important, and it's beautiful to see what's been going on behind the scenes. And people might not believe in that, even with Q, because it's a beautiful plan that's been put into place, and we see what's going on. The people who don't believe it, or are the ones that are not looking, it's all right, you don't have to look, but if you want to actually see what's going on, the good side of it, of actually looking how amazing it is, I want to be part of that. I want to see that. I don't want to see there and go, when it all comes out at the end, that yeah, but it's all good, and that's all good, like, yeah, it all turned out good, I knew it'd turn out good, but we're actually seeing it, being a part of what was actually going on, like, well, this is what happened, and I think that's brilliant, to actually see what's going on. You can sit there and just not take notice, that's good, but I want to see it, because like they said, people are coming in, things are coming in, seeing this is the first time it's ever happened in a long time. I just got froze, even chat you on. Oh, you got frozen out of chat? Oh, well, I'm going to go now anyway, enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I've got to get me dinner as well, and hopefully I'll catch you all later, but if I'm not on, it just means my energy will, after being and you have to recharge. But I Am POTUS has just put one out about a time machine, saying the 5th of November and certain stuff, but you just need to go and check that out. So catch you all later, and love you all, you're brilliant. Bye.